Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today is a great day because we have a whole lot more World War II Vanguard leaks and news to go over. First things first, I'm pretty limited on old Call of Duty World War II footage, so instead of trying to just play the same gameplay over and over in my videos, instead, we're going to be showing off some gameplay from Black Ops Cold War since, of course, Season 5 is now out, and I played a bit today, and I got a bunch of this footage here. So far, I would say that the new season is pretty meh, but that's to be expected. We're basically just coasting until the next game comes out, and it looks like they're wasting no time in trying to get people hyped up for the next Call of Duty title, because apparently right now in Warzone there's a brand new win animation that features a Russian sniper at the very end, which I think is really interesting. Now, this is obviously part of the advertising plan for Call of Duty Vanguard, but then again, everything that's happened over the course of the past couple of days has been part of the overall grand marketing scheme over there at Activision and Sledgehammer Games. Don't you guys find it suspicious that with the new Cold War update, they just so happen to decide to add some Vanguard stuff into the Cold War game files, but it turns out that the only Vanguard stuff they decided to add would be key art and pre-order bundle information? And then suddenly Call of Duty's main Twitter page is like, oh no, I can't believe that you guys saw that. Darn, we wish that didn't get leaked. Oh no. And then suddenly the official Sledgehammer Games Twitter page is doing the exact same thing. Oh man, it's so crazy that got leaked. We want to keep all the key art for the cross-gen bundle in the digital edition secret. Oh no, how'd you guys see that? That's horrible. It's pretty clear they're trying to pull off some sneaky advertising this year, like they do in most years, but I would say that this year's a bit more ham-fisted, but regardless, I suppose I'm just happy that the game is finally being discussed, whether or not it's part of some weird advertising campaign. But regardless, when it comes to stuff that's been officially announced, that pretty much does it, right? We have this new animation in Warzone, that's pretty cool, and of course, over the coming weeks and months, we're going to be seeing a lot more stuff happening to Warzone, the same way that we saw it with Cold War last year. Back when Modern Warfare 2019 was out, Verdansk was slowly being updated with Cold War stuff as part of a marketing campaign to get people psyched up for Black Ops Cold War. Well, the same thing is going to be happening this year with Call of Duty Vanguard. Right now, we know that Warzone's been updated. We know that the game is going to be set in World War II. We know that it's called Vanguard. We know about the weapon variants and the tracer rounds and things like that. But overall, they haven't really announced a whole lot officially. So let's go ahead and discuss some actual leaks and some actual details that have been coming out of Tom Henderson, who seems to be our go-to guy for all things Vanguard this year. I feel like I should send this guy a check. All my videos are just talking about his tweets, essentially. But he's the industry insider. He's the guy that has the information. He's the guy with the very credible reputation. And he's the guy that keeps putting out more and more details about Vanguard, so let's go ahead and discuss that next. So, according to Tom Henderson and his sources, Vanguard is going to release with 16, that is right, 16 6v6 multiplayer maps at launch, which is insane. Back in the day, that was kind of just par of the course, but in recent years, that's insane. And on top of that, the Ghost of Hope claims that there will be 4 special maps on top of that, bringing the map count up to 20, and Tom Henderson teased that the 4 quote-unquote special maps are going to be war maps, which again seems to confirm that war is going to be coming back in some capacity. So based on these leaks, we're talking about 16 6v6 multiplayer maps at launch and 4 war maps at launch, which honestly, it sounds too good to be true. It really does. It sounds way too good to be true. Back in the Call of Duty 4, the Modern Warfare 2, the World at War, and Black Ops 1 days, 14 to 16 maps at launch was pretty common, right? And we weren't even just going off of remakes and rehashes or anything like that. These were just 14 to 16 original maps at launch every single year, and it was fantastic. But as you guys know, in recent years, we've been getting anywhere from 8 to 9 maps at launch, and some of those 8 to 9 maps have been remakes. So for them to suddenly just have a complete change of heart and go from 8 maps at launch to 16 plus 4 war maps on top of that, that seems pretty insane. Don't get me wrong, I hope this is true, but I don't know, man. Tom is a very dependable source of information, so I believe him when he says these things, but at the same time, it just seems really ridiculous. But moving right along here, the rumored dates for the upcoming alpha and beta are as follows. August 27th is going to be the alpha, September 10th is going to be the closed beta, September 16th is going to be the open beta, which of course was mentioned in that special digital version of the game that was in the Cold War game files, and then of course the full release is said to be on November 5th. So like I said earlier, it's important to take all leaks and rumors with a grain of salt, but Tom Henderson and Ghost have been incredibly accurate in the past. But as always, things like this are subject to change, so don't take every bit of information in this video as gospel. We don't know for a fact until it's officially confirmed by Activision or Sledgehammer Games. Now, one final note here before we wrap up this short little update video, Tom is also claiming that the previous rumors I discussed here on the channel are true, and that Verdansk will be no more on November 5th once Vanguard launches, as a brand new World War II Battle Royale map is going to be releasing instead. So some previous leaks and rumors were suggesting that Verdansk was going to stay and that they were going to add a World War II map to Warzone, but it's going to be kind of like Rebirth Island in the sense that it's going to be a much smaller, scaled down Battle Royale experience. Well, apparently now, no, it's going to be something different. Like, Verdansk itself is going to go away, and we're going to have a World War II themed Battle Royale map that, of course, will still have Modern Warfare and Cold War weapons on it. That sounds pretty insane. Like, I've been pretty vocal about how I do not enjoy Warzone. It's for a number of reasons. I think that Blackout in most capacities is a better Battle Royale experience. I would say that the one thing that Warzone does better is the ability to bring your teammates back, because regardless of what BR you're playing, it does kind of suck when you drop in with your friends, one or two of your friends end up dying off the drop, and now it's like, well, you know, there's two of us left. Do you want us to play out the entire game, or should we just, like, leave because you two died right away? That's kind of a bad feeling. Being able to bring back your teammates is a good feeling, like you can do in Apex Legends, and of course, like you can do within Warzone. But aside from that, I always felt as though Blackout was a much better experience, and a big part of that would be the map. Like, if you look at the Warzone map, and I promise I won't go on too long about this, but you look at the Warzone map, it is so dense, and if you go to a place like downtown, or virtually anywhere, there are so many rooftops, so many skyscrapers, so many windows, so many lines of sight that you simply cannot account for. It's like, remember that video back in Modern Warfare was like to cross the street when you're playing Modern Warfare? That's what it's like, for me anyway, anytime you play Warzone, because the map is just designed to be very camper friendly. Let's call it what it is. And I feel as though if they were to revamp the map, it would be awesome if they were to do something more similar to the Blackout map, where instead of having half the map feel like downtown like we see in Verdansk, you look at Blackout, there were only 2 locations on the entire map that even felt like that, and those locations were the construction building as well as the hydro dam, and those locations were put very deliberately on opposite ends of the map because Treyarch wanted Blackout to be a more open experience where you drop in, you grab what you can, and then you're probably not happy with your initial drop loot, so then you have to move on to the next location, kill some people along the way, take their things, move on to the next location, and the next location, and the next location, until eventually you get to the final circle, and hopefully by that point, you have a gun that you really like, with attachments that you really like, maybe a couple of perks, some equipment, some armor, some healing, and stuff like that. It was a proper BR, whereas in Warzone, of course, you drop in, you get money, you get your loadout, and then you sit on top of your skyscraper until the zone makes you move. At least that's how most people seem to play. So I'm hoping that with a new map that they're going to go away from that kind of vertical gameplay that rewards people for not moving, and then move towards a different kind of style of gameplay where people are rewarded for actually moving. Although with a loadout system, I'm not entirely sure how well that's going to work, because again, people are going to have that meta assault rifle or that meta submachine gun or the meta sniper rifle pretty much right away. So I don't know. I guess we'll see how it plays out, but it's interesting that they are actually going to get rid of Verdansk, because they seem pretty attached to it considering it's been out for so many years. But then again, Fortnite did it. Fortnite got rid of the original map. They added a whole new one. So perhaps Warzone is going to do the exact same thing. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider leaving a like, leave your thoughts and feedback on all of today's news and rumors down in the comment section below. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
Even a blind squirrel's right.
Exactly how we filled it.